Hey everybody, it is Stork from Stork Plays Games, and I am here sitting inside Saltier Games after hours, getting ready to launch our Get Your Mind Right and kick off Mental Health Month. So I wanted to make an announcement real quick. I shared a link today, but tomorrow, or when you see this, if you're watching it tomorrow, because we're going to play it again, it would be today, you can come in to donate. You can come into Saltier Games all day long, and anything you buy, a portion of that purchase will be donated to NAMI Indiana. You can also donate through our link, which you can see here. You can donate directly to NAMI through NAMI.org. And as I've been doing all year long, any of the Stork Plays Games merchandise that you purchase through my Teespring will also, the proceeds of that will go to NAMI. So just wanted to let you know there's a lot of ways to donate, and we're really looking for some help tomorrow. Also, check out our stream. We're going to be streaming all day long, playing games, talking mental health. We've got some fabulous guests, some fabulous sponsors. Our sponsors include CGE, Yellow, Pandasaurus, Saltier Games is technically a sponsor, although they're partnering with us. Virtually Analog, my co-host, who's hiding off camera right over here, Lex, who's immensely helped me out with getting all this done. And I have my phone in front of me. I'm sorry, I'm cheating because I want to talk about some prizes. If you donate through the link, we're going to be doing prize giveaways all day long. So we have some games. I've got some of them sitting behind me here. Can you see? Yep. So I've got Fort is one of the games we're going to be giving away. I've got Color Monster. I've got Element. We're going to be giving away Lost Ruins of Arnak, Under Falling Skies, the puzzle and the game, which is a cool one-player game. I'm going to get into that tomorrow about the one-player games. The game from Pandasaurus, and then a copy of Canvas donated by Virtually Analog. So some awesome giveaways tomorrow. Cannot wait. Hopefully you guys will be able to tune in, watch, and enjoy. And we want to see some interaction, so there will be several ways to chat with us throughout the day. I think that's it for now, and thank you guys so much.
Want a lawn that
The Color Monster is a children's book written and illustrated by Anna Linas. Her story helps very young children, and even those of us who are not so young, to be aware of and to deal with their emotions. Now you can also enjoy it in the form of a cooperative board game. Hey everybody, I'm Stork from Stork Plays Games, and today I am here to teach you how to play The Color Monster from Devere Games. Hopefully you've watched my unboxing video, where I explained this game was donated to me by Saltier Games, and I will be redonating it to some mental health professionals to put this game into action. So let's take a few minutes and learn how to play. In The Color Monster, our goal is to help the Color Monster get his emotions back into the correct jars. So we will be moving around the board, talking about our feelings, and working cooperatively to accomplish a task. First, put your game board in the center of the table. Next, take your emotion counters and put them on the correct matching emotion. After that, take your girl token and your Color Monster token and place them in the pink love space. Last, we're going to take our die and put it near the board with our jars. Mix up the jars, place them whole side up where you cannot see the color on the back. And that's the setup. On a player's turn, the first thing you do is roll the die. If you get a number, a 1 or a 2, you'd move the Color Monster that many spaces. So the Color Monster would move onto happiness. If you get a spiral, the player moves the color monster to any space on the board. If you get the girl, you would move the girl to the same space as the color monster. So let's show a turn. In my example, I rolled a 1, so the color monster will move 1 to the happiness space. When the color monster finishes his move on a space that has an emotion counter, the player who moved him has to tell the other player something that causes him or her to feel the emotion that matches the color of that space. Could be an event, a memory, an object, or a moment in time. After that player has explained what causes the feeling, he or she chooses one of the jars on the shelf and turns it around. So in our example here, I rolled a 1. So we'd move the color monster 1 to the happiness space. I would take the happiness token and I would say something that makes me happy. So for example, playing board games with my friends makes me really happy. So then I would take this happiness token and try to place it in a jar. You take a jar and I would flip it over. If this jar matches the yellow happiness, I would place it inside. If it doesn't, I would flip it back around. So I flipped this over and I got red anger jar. So since this doesn't match, I cannot place it inside here. So this goes back on the shelf and flips back around. If the jar had shown the correct emotion of happiness, I could take the emotion counter, place it inside the jar, and place the jar back on the shelf. You might also flip over a jar and reveal a mixed color jar. If you reveal a mixed color jar, you have to leave it face up. We also have to swap 2 jars on a shelf and mix them. If at any point we reveal 3 mixed color jars, then the game ends and we would have to start over. If we were to roll the girl, we can move the girl to the space with the color monster. The girl will try to make sure that the color monster is not overcome by his jumbled emotions. Each time the color monster ends up in the same space as the girl, or when the girl moves to the same space as the color monster after a die roll, the player can turn one of the jars showing mixed colors around so it is hidden again. If there are no mixed color jars showing, the player just rolls and moves again. We might also roll the spiral. The spiral will allow you to move the color monster to any space on the board. And if it's later in the game and we've already collected fear, sadness, and anger, and we're just trying to get calm, then we might want to move the color monster automatically to calm. Or we might want to move the monster with the girl because we have 2 mixed jars showing, and this will allow us to flip one back over. If at any point we roll and we go to a space that doesn't have a token, we still have to share our emotions and what makes us, in this instance, fear. If we collect all 5 emotions in the correct jars, then we've won the game. So the first thing I'm going to do is roll the die. I got the girl, so I'd move the girl with the color monster. The girl's already with the color monster, so I would share love, and I would flip over a mixed jar if I had one, which I don't. Love would be just my family, so let's roll again, and a 1. So the color monster moves to the 1. And then I would collect happiness, and I would try to find the correct jar, and I would share a happy thought. Happiness is, for me, seeing my sons play soccer. It's a very happy emotion for me. So let's see if I can find this. Oh, wow, I did find it. So there we go. That's 1. So let's take another roll. We got the girl. So the girl would move to the monster. Again, I would share something happy. And if I had a mixed color jar, we would flip that over. We don't have a mixed color jar, so we would just roll again and take our turn. Another happy emotion, like I said earlier, is playing board games with my friends. 2. So 1, 2. We have collected anger. What makes me angry? This is where this game gets tough. Sometimes it's hard to share your emotions. Sometimes it's hard to think of an emotion. It makes me angry when people leave the lights on all over the house. I love the dark, which I can use for love, but I love the dark. So I don't like it when all the lights are left on. So let's see if I can find anger. Let's try this one. No, I found the fear jar. So we'll put that back, and I just need to remember that that's there. And we'll put back anger. Oh, and we rolled another 2 off. 1, 2. Calm. So I'm trying to come up with something calm and find the calm jar. So something that makes me calm is sitting outside by my koi pond, listening to my waterfall and watching my koi and my turtles swim around. So let's try this one. Oh, there's our anger jar. Didn't get it. Go one more time. The spiral. I can move the color monster anywhere I want. So I know where fear is. I know where anger is. Let's go with fear. This is the one most people wouldn't say. So I'm going to collect the fear token. And fear, I would say helplessness, not being able to control helping my family. So let's say this one. Oh, I knew where it was and I still messed it up. That's okay, it's a good example. So now we have one color jumble. I'm gonna roll this one more time. Got a 1, anger. I'm gonna say messes and clutter. And we know that that was there. So we're doing pretty good. If at any point we get the girl and the monster together, we can flip that back over. What we don't want to happen is I don't want to find 2 more of those because then we would lose and the game would be over. Well, that's it. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. The Color Monster is a very powerful game, I believe, in the hands of the right people, which really can be anybody. There's a great spot, and I covered it in the unboxing video, but I want to cover it one more time. At the end here, it has a suggestions for parents and professionals. So this has a great write-up of how to use this game to its full potential, and I really good. We're on? Yep. I don't hear anything. Hey everybody, welcome to our stream. I am Stork from Stork Plays Games. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. This is going to be an awesome event. I'm going to let my guests introduce themselves real quick before we move on, but we'll start down here at the end of the table.
Hi, I'm Jared Kite. Actually a friend of Stork over here. Enjoy playing board games, work in healthcare and IT.
There you go.
Cool. I'm Stephen Gross. I'm a licensed mental health counselor. I'm also a board member with NAMI Indiana. Just excited to be here working with this game, the Color Monster game. I really enjoy using it with clients. It makes it really exciting to talk to clients about feelings and stuff like that. So Josh is going to explain a little bit more, but I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for helping me out. So this is probably going to be the most difficult game for me today because I'm not a great sharer of my feelings, and you have to share your feelings. And that's what, Stephen kind of touched on. So this game is designed for a younger audience, so it's going to be probably a struggle for 3 grown adults to play this.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
But that's why we got Stephen here to walk us through and help me process, So this could get real deep real fast, so stay tuned for that. I just want to, again, thank Saltier Games for hosting us all day. Remember, you guys can come into the store, purchase anything, and a portion of that will be donated back. Also, expect some technical difficulties today. We're going to have them. Just bear with us. We are doing live. We're live, so you're going to hear stuff from outside. You're going to hear stuff from the store. That's okay. Just keep interacting with us in chat. Lex is over here helping me out on that. So, hi, Lex's arm. Excellent.
All right, so what we're going to do is get kicked off. So hopefully you saw the intro video, and I'll talk through as we play, but we're just going to get started because you'd already watched that, so I'm not going to go over rules. So I will... Why did I go first? That was terrible.
Yeah, but hey.
All right.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
I guess. So we're going to roll up, and I got a... So I can move the color monster anywhere with that symbol. So I want to pick something. You know what? I'm going to go to green. Green is calm. And I have to say something that is either like a calming memory or whatever. And I said in my video is what makes me calm is sitting out by my koi pond, watching my fish swim, the turtles and everything. So I love doing that. So now I'm going to try to find calm in this jar because our objective is to get the color monster's feelings all fixed. Got somebody jamming out for us.
Jamming.
All right, and this is the bad thing. So the last thing we want to do is find these. Are we on that? Yeah, overhead. So these right here, if we reveal 3 of those, we lose. And when we reveal those, we have to mix 2 jars. So it can be any 2. I'm going to swap these because we don't know what's under them anyways. Also, we have everything laid down flat so you can see it better on the overhead. Normally there's some stands that stand up and these guys stand up. But so that's my turn. Already a failure? Thanks.
Yeah, well, no, that's not a failure. You know, actually, that was what I find in playing this game a lot is people often go for the easier feelings to talk about. So like happy, calm. Those are good things, right? And so, but it also kind of gets the juices going and gets you in that mode. So as things get a little bit heavier, you've already kind of got some practice going. So that was actually like a really good real life example because it happens all the time. Like nobody wants to jump right into fear.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's see how to
yeah, it's kind of heavy. So let's do that again. I got a 2.
2. So you move the color monster up to happiness.
I'm gonna go, let's 1, 2, boom.
Yellow. So you guys tell us something about happiness.
Something about happiness. Watching the smiles on my kid's face actually make me happy. It brings joy because that's kind of what life is about, right? Like watching your little people have a great time at your expense. So that makes me happy.
All right, now let's find the yellow jar.
I'm gonna go with one of the switches here, and let's. What we got? Oh, we got blue.
We got blues. We got sadness. So all right, viewers at home, because in my instructional video I flipped one and then forgot where it was. So blue. Blue.
Gotta remember
and
that.
This is a cooperative game. Jared, you're up. I think cooperative games are awesome in especially a mental health setting because you got to know how to work together with people.
Absolutely.
And you got to know how to not step on people's toes and like kind of let them take their turn.
Yep.
But also give that like helpful advice. Like, yeah, you could do this or this or this.
That's exactly right. Yep.
I kind of sometimes tend to dominate the co-op games. I'm like, yeah, you should do this and this and this and this, and it's like they're not really playing at that point. I'm kind of on my own. So got a 1. Oh, you're right to fear, my man. I'm gonna move this for you so you don't have to reach across.
Jumping right in.
All right, let's talk about something that with fear that bothers me. I think for me personally, my one of my biggest fears is failure. I don't know about a lot of other folks, but for me, it's just one of the things I kind of grew up with was, you get told that a lot. You kind of on your mind worrying about it. So yeah, it's definitely one of my biggest fears is failure.
Sure. Yeah. Which jar are you feeling like here?
I think I'm gonna go with this one.
Okay. Flip one. Oh. All right. So we've got 2 exposed. If we lose this, it's gonna be. So here's what happens. If we expose a 3rd one, we lose. But if we can get the color monster and the little girl on the same spot, we can flip one of those back over, which is going to be huge because then we'll know where they are.
Right.
All right. So.
And another beauty about this game is just like in life, if we get to that point, there's always opportunity to start again. And even kind of like with fear, because I agree, I've kind of like that, just like, just wanting to succeed or just not wanting to fail, however you want to look at it. But that also drives us to, do good things too. So,
All right, anger. I'm on anger. So let's see. I try to not be an angry person. But let's see I would call them more like pet peeves things. I have about a million pet peeves things. So the thing that comes to the top of my head is like a lack of planning when someone needs something from me and they feel like they need it right this second. Like I'm very much you want something from me and I want to overachieve and over deliver on that, but I want to
do it right. And for me, like kind of a perfectionist in that, I want to make sure that I get it done right. And I feel like if I'm rushing to get you what you need, I'm frazzled. So, all right. So we know not this one. We know not. We don't know anything else, do we? All right. Okay. Well, that was fear.
We'll live to fight another day.
We live. We're on. We're good. Okay. So we know fear. We know sadness. I think we probably already ruined this. All right. You're up. Steve.
Okay, I'm up. All right.
We lose quick.
With
I
one.
won't have to share any. Hey, sadness.
Sadness.
Oh, sadness.
One of the tough ones. Sadness.
We know where the jar is.
Right. So sadness, something that makes me sad or a sad memory. Death is always hard, and I'm actually right now just learned about the passing of one of my fraternity brothers just around my age. So I think just death in general really makes me sad when I think about losing my grandma and other family members, losing close friends, and we've all been in this season the last 2 years it seems like now, where it's really just been hitting us hard and we've been affected in different ways. So I think that's pretty relevant to the situation, but it's something that we can all kind of relate to and all go through. But I think in one of the kind of the beauties of this game is like, so even in sadness there's a success, because I know sadness is right here. So it's a learning and growing opportunity, right?
So pop that guy in the jar.
Pop that in there.
Good.
Yep.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Well, sorry to hear about your loss, Dave.
I appreciate that. It's a growing opportunity. Just kind of like the game. We learn from it. We heal. We learn to support each other through that. His family, friends, all those kind of things. And that's another thing I really like about this game. Like even when it's my turn, you talked about like the cooperation. It gives us a chance to really just kind of feed on each other. And even though you're talking about anger, we might chime in with stuff that makes us angry or with all these kind of feelings, and we get a chance to really just kind of talk through things that may or may not have been bothering us for a long time or a short time. So
right.
Really love this game for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's see what we get here.
Hey, you can move the color monster to any spot. So you want to go to the girl?
I think so, because I think that'll help us out.
I think you're a good plan. I was just going to throw out that you actually have two very strong options. One is move to fear because we know where fear is. But that's the gamble.
That's the game.
This is the conflict that my wife and I have in games. I'm like, let's gamble. And she's like,
it's a game.
Straight for the safety net. There you go. All right, got them together. But you got to share love.
Love.
You can tell them that
I love you, man.
I knew you did.
Nice. I knew you did.
No, I mean, as far as love, I really think about my family a lot. My wife and my two kids. I love them more than anything in the world. So that's what means the most to me when I think about love. It's just what comes to mind first. So
I love them too, but I'm gonna save it till I land on that. You want this jar or that jar?
I'll take this one.
All right, so we're back around to me. While I'm taking my turn, Steven, can you talk about, I know you've used this with some people who have trouble expressing their emotions. So can you kind of talk about the successes of using this game for that?
Yeah, definitely. So like Josh said in the beginning, I use this with a lot of my younger clients. So it works kind of twofold. It gives an opportunity... as we get jumbled up again, it gives an opportunity to a natural way to express feeling. See, I wasn't even paying attention, so
you're good.
It gives a kind of a natural opportunity to express feelings, so we don't have to like kind of press through what's been going on. Landing on a different color just naturally gives an opportunity to talk about something in that regard. And it's a fun game, right? So, I mean, it's still a game. So for younger kids, like just sitting here and saying, tell me how you feel and what's been going on, that's not really going to work for a 7-year-old, right? So putting out something with some color and some activity, it's not so much about me versus you, but it's about us working together. And so it creates an opportunity for me to support them in talking about something. So say, for instance, somebody lands on fear and they're having a hard time talking about fear, or, that can bring some really traumatic memories up or stuff like that, depending on what they've been through. I can kind of share to kind of break that ice, and it gives them an opportunity too. So that's part of that cooperation. And it makes it less about you versus me and us working together through our feelings. and it's a good opportunity and creates a lot of stuff to even process after the game. So it really, as a mental health professional, it does a lot of the work for you, a lot of guided conversation. It creates those natural opportunities, and then we just kind of let it snowball from there. And you look up and you've had a whole fun session of an hour, and like, where did the time fly? Because we were having fun.
Yeah.
But we made a lot of progress and we did a lot of work. So I really like the game for that.
So I tried to avoid me saying happiness while I got you talking, and I turned one over and I flipped these because I don't think we've seen these yet, so I don't remember. But so happiness, my wife and I love to travel on vacation, and just hugging her and standing on the deck of a cruise ship on a balcony or on the rail and just watching the ocean, kind of feeling that ocean, man. I love it. That makes me very happy. So once, hopefully, the world normals back out, I'm gonna be back on them cruise ships, man. I can't wait. Cannot wait.
I've never been on a cruise, but hearing that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Sounds
you
like
can
a
come
happy
with me
place.
anytime.
Yeah.
I love a cruise. I love it. So
All right, I'm up.
you're up.
Got a 2. What's that? Anger.
Anger.
What makes me angry? I try not to be an angry person, but I guess there's a few things that might make me angry. What makes me angry is honestly a lot of stuff that's kind of going on in our country right now just makes me angry. I want us to be better. I want us to do better, and so when I see us struggling to do what I know we can do, it kind of leads to some anger, but it also leads to opportunities too. So another thing I like about the game, especially when I'm talking to the little ones, so we're talking through those rough emotions,
Right.
but I like to spin it. So how is that an opportunity, or how can you work through that, or how did we get through that in the past for you? So even talking through the rough stuff creates opportunities
Right.
to kind of switch that gear and about positive, because I'm all about glasses half full, not half empty.
Right.
You know?
All
Okay.
right. So you gotta pick a jar.
Ooh, let's go. You know what? We haven't done much over here. Let's see what we got here.
Okay.
Ah,
What is
I got
that?
calm.
Calm. All right. So now we know where calm is.
All right.
Jared, I think that brings us around to you again.
Yep, sure is.
I think we can win this now. We know where all
Yeah,
I mean,
Just had to get our juices
I'm
flowing.
gonna get you down here. You were on calm.
Okay, see?
So, calm. What makes you calm? I know what makes you calm.
Well,
I bet you I can guess what makes him calm. Go ahead. I'll tell you.
honestly, one of my favorite things to do that makes me calm is fishing.
I knew that's what you were gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in therapy before when I was younger, but honestly, for me, like the best therapy is just spending the day out on the water fishing. You know, it's just so relaxing and stuff to me. So that's one of the biggest things that calms me down. So.
That's good stuff.
Absolutely.
All right.
And you know what you brought up, which kind of touches on a point that I wanted to talk about, because I said at the beginning that this is going to be a hard game. I think ultimately my goal in doing this and talking about this is just we need to take that shift as a country to embrace mental health. Like,
Yeah.
if you were to go to a doctor, like nobody thinks, oh, I'm a wimp for going to the doctor, right? But that's kind of this stigma that we have as mental health, and I think it should be just as common as going to a doctor. Like anytime, you know, I have counseling sessions too, and anytime I talk, I just feel better, no matter what.
Got to get it off the chest.
Yes.
So I really believe that as a country, if we could flip that and make it to where like everybody has somebody to talk to, and I think that, like you said, this last years with COVID and just politics and all this stuff, if people just had people to talk to and talk through it and kind of get, especially an ultimate perspective, because if you look down your social media friends list, you got people who think exactly like you. And man, it's nice to get a different opinion. You don't have to agree with everybody.
Don't have to agree.
No.
But just to hear another side of it, to me, I just think that is powerful. But you know, Jared, you are been into archery, hunting, fishing, all this stuff that in America, manly activities, right? But you know, you like you said, you have talked to a counselor, you've gone through some stuff. It's not tough to talk to a counselor.
No,
like
it's
it's
not.
just,
It's really
it's not.
Most people need, I think, you know, in this day and age, and you just realize it's okay to admit that, because it's just like going to the doctor. If you're sick, it's something that's wrong with you.
Yep.
Doesn't have to be something physically wrong, anything mentally wrong, and that can turn into physical problems too over time if not taken care of. So definitely, if you find somebody you can confide in, whether it's your significant other, a best friend or someone, get some stuff off your chest. You'll feel 100% better.
Absolutely. I always say the body does what the mind tells it to. So you gotta get those checkups and keep your mind right, just so, like you said, the rest of your body can be functioning well. And all right, nice.
You know what makes me happy? Finding the
happy.
right dog.
It's the simple things.
Satisfaction of winning the game, contributing to the team, honestly, because, and again, my own mental thing, I'm thinking, they all found stuff. Like, I gotta get some. I gotta get in this. I gotta be part of this team. I gotta contribute. So no, that made me happy.
Awesome. Teamwork.
That's right.
All right. Oh, so I'm jumbled up here. So the color
So you
monster
can
can
move the
go
color
anywhere.
monster anywhere you want. So what do you want? Fear or anger?
Actually,
Or you could move to the girl and talk about.
I'm gonna go to the girl and talk about love, because I love these kind of conversations, because it's really super important that we're talking to people, that we're getting stuff off our chest. I mean, we're guys, so a lot of times as guys, you talked about like that manliness. We feel like we got to walk around with the world on our shoulders, and we got to carry everybody's burdens. And as a guy, as a dad, as a husband, I don't mind doing that, but it wears on you, right? And and so we got to be able to reach out to our supports, whether it's a professional, whether it's a friend, whether it's a loved one, and just to be able to get that release so that we can be re-energized, and just kind of going back and fighting that daily fight. So I really love these opportunities. I don't take them for granted as a mental health professional, but it's something that really kind of got me into the field. It's really understanding the benefit of that.
I think it's you can flip one of those back over. I think it's I won't say funny, but kind of funny. So you said taking on all this as a guy is like the man of the house, but I know for a fact, my wife feels the same way. Like she's taken on a lot of spouses definitely feel like they're taking care of the guy. She's got my wife's got to look out for me. I'm irresponsible. I'm gonna do crazy stuff. Like,
My wife's probably watching right now, like, yep.
So no, I think, but it's funny because you feel this. You guys are maybe in the same household, feeling the exact same pressure and feeling like you can't talk about it because you don't want to put your burden onto them. They don't want to put their burden onto you. It's just like I said. It's so crazy.
It is
that
crazy.
We're all going through the same thing in a different way, but feel like we're the only one going.
And we're not. We're usually never not, so it's just a matter of just opening up and letting somebody else know what's going on. And you usually find that people can relate, or people like, what, I've been there, done that, or I'm going through that right now, or something like that, So
Absolutely.
yeah. And Jared, while you're going, I was thinking about NAMI and the advocacy and the stigma. So that's one big thing that NAMI is all about, is breaking that stigma. This is something that we're all going through. This is something that happens all the time. And so just nice. So it's just making sure that, with NAMI's work and advocacy efforts, it's just making sure that folks really understand that there's nothing wrong with talking to somebody, whether it's a friend or family, whether it's a professional. We got to make sure we're taking care of ourselves.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So, Jared, I'll almost let you skip fear.
Oh,
You got it. Fear. This is on you.
Something else comes to mind with fear. I think as far as fear, another thing that would bother me would just be the fear of losing somebody that's real close to me. I know we've all this past year and a half have experienced some kind of loss, especially with the pandemic and everything. But just in general, just a fear of losing something or someone that I love, is another thing that really something I'm be fearful of. So.
It's also, so we have all been sharing these things, and like, one of Jared's fears, he just said, was losing somebody he loved. And like one of my, happinesses was really, it calms me. And like, so we've all been sharing, but all these we're trying to find something that goes into one, but it really doesn't. Like, just like the Disney movie, the sadness.
So
and the
funny.
happiness.
We were
Yeah.
watching that last night. It's so funny that you said that. And I said exactly to my wife. I said, you notice how those emotions are interrelated. You know, joy was all about happiness and stuff like that. But a lot of those joyful moments came from something sad or from something that hurt her. And, you know, being able to see kind of the light at the end of the tunnel or focusing on being, you know, half full versus half empty is what can kind of bring us back around and how those emotions are really interconnected. You know?
So I had to move the girl back, and I'm on fear now. So I have to. You have to do fear twice, and so now I have to do fear. And I think the fear of failure is for everyone and mine too. But I'm going to go a little bit deeper on that as far as I'm a step parent, and you know the fear of messing up another human.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what I'm doing, you know what I mean? And as a step parent, you know that was scary for a long time. I was, and I think humor's my go-to like defense mechanism kind of thing. So I always called myself part-time. I'm not a parent. I just work part-time, you know. But I actually one time did because I'm a nerd, I did a Excel sheet of how much time the kids spent with each parent. And it was overwhelmingly, they spent more time with me than either one of their biological parents at the time. And I was like, wow, so I really am having potentially the most impact on these kids right now. So it's a lot of pressure, but
Good pressure though.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you'd have to ask them.
Means they must like you.
They could comment in like, he sucks. This guy. So, need a one. Let's go one.
Ooh.
One.
Yeah.
I'm not
No,
going
okay.
You got it. Oh, and before you do that too,
Uh-huh.
you're talking about the kids. These pieces are so chunky and big and fun. Like,
Yeah.
just the design of this game is inviting to kids to play with.
Yeah.
It is.
So, sorry to.
No, that's good. That's good. So I got anger. Back to anger. Quick to anger right now. Something that makes me angry. I think just kind of piggybacking on your point and kind of talking about how the feelings are interconnected. So, your fear was about being a parent and if I'm really guiding our little ones right. So kind of what makes me angry is when I see them not really fail, but not try and not give it their all, and I know that they can do more.
Yeah.
I know that they got them in them, got whatever it is in them, and they're not really maximizing their potential or taking advantage of the opportunity. And it really makes me angry because I can step back and see big picture where they're in the midst of it, and I'm like, I know you can do it, but you're not doing it. Just do it, right? And so that makes me angry. But then just reconnecting to another emotion, having to calm down, or understanding that that's coming out of love. It might make me sad to even feel that way, in retrospect. But in that moment, I've got to deal with that anger and recognize it and say, okay, what's a different approach?